Strap in, folks. Go grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack or some food, whatever you need to do, and let's giddy up because this is going to be a long video. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be doing a full face of first impressions ish. Most of the items that I'm going to be using on my face today are brand new to me. I have recently picked them up. I have an entire desk full of them in front of me, so we are going to swatch, play, experiment, but I also have a handful of items that I have been using over the last little while, and I thought I would just incorporate them in here and give you like a little mini review. If you've been with me for a long time, you know I like first impressions, but I love thorough reviews a little bit more. But because I've accumulated so much new stuff, I thought it might be a little more prudent to just kind of pile everything into a video, do my first impressions with you, and then later on I'm going to film an update video with all of these same products, and I'm going to let you know what I think, how things have been wearing, how they've been applying, the full deal. So if that's something that interests you, then make sure you keep on watching and also subscribe so you don't miss the update video. For any of you who are brand new to my channel, welcome my lovely people. My name is Dimitra. I live in Canada. In particular, I live just outside of the city of Toronto in Ontario. And if you personally know me, as much as I love the city of Toronto, I also hate the city of Toronto. I like going in there on occasion for certain special events, but I don't like being in the city all the time. It just makes my head spin. In terms of complexion, I do have a lighter complexion, usually neutral undertones, although I have been enjoying a golden undertone or a yellow undertone to my foundations as of late. I feel like they've been wearing really well on my skin. And for skin concerns in particular, I do have oily skin. I have rosacea in this area here, enlarged pores, acne scarring. There's just a lot I'm dealing with. So there you go. That's a little bit about me. And just before I dive into the makeup application, I just wanted to show you guys this shirt that I've got on today. Check it out. I love it. I run on lipstick and sarcasm. That is so me. I want to start off by doing my eyes today. I'm going to go in with a new brow product. It's this right here. It's new to you perhaps, but it's not new to me. I have been using this for I think a couple of months now, and I've really been loving it. What it does to my eyebrows is unreal, and you're going to see it in just a second. This is the Brow Power pencil from It Cosmetics. It's dual-ended, so it's got a spoolie on one side and then it's got the product on the other. I love dual-ended products like this. It's very reminiscent of the Anastasia Brow Definer. I love the color. It's universal taupe, so it only comes in one shade. For me, this shade works great. I mean, the harder you press, obviously the more pigment is going to come out. The lighter you go in, the lighter the color. So I think you can make it work for a couple of different eyebrow tones, but it might not be for everybody. There you have it. One brow is complete and the other remains bare because I wanted to kind of compare the Brow Power to another new item that I have from Benefit. This is the Brow Styler. It recently came out and I have mine in the shade a neutral medium brown. I'm still not entirely sold on the wax pencil side. So apparently this is supposed to be a 2-in-1 product according to the box. There's a wax pencil on the one side and a powder on the other, and you can essentially create 3 different brow looks, again, according to this package. Do you guys hear that? I don't know why there's a marble in there. Is it to help loosen up the powder? I'm just not sure. Here is the wax pencil side, so it's pretty, I guess, standard. It kind of has the same shape as the Anastasia Brow Definer. And then on the other side, oh, there's the brow powder, and I guess the product is just kind of nestled in here. I'm gonna try the powder side first. There is the other eyebrow with just the powder version of this product. I don't know. It wasn't horrible to apply. I just wasn't really my favorite. I am gonna try adding a little bit of this wax pencil to see if I can sharpen some things up and really get it to match the other side, which I think looks really good. And I guess for today's video, my brows are gonna be sisters and not twins. I think that's the best I'm gonna be able to do with this side. I don't know how I feel about the wax pencil side. It wasn't as waxy as what I thought it was gonna be. And when I just kind of draw on little strokes on the back of my hand here, you can see like it's really precise. It does tug a little bit, but I think if you just warm it up on your hand a little and then go in on your brows, it's gonna go through a lot smoother. For eyeshadow today, I have several new products I want to play with. The first is this right here from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Norvina collection. In particular, this is volume number 3. I actually didn't purchase volumes 1 or 2 because, you know, as pretty as they look, I just wasn't really interested in the color story as much as I was this one here. And you guys can definitely tell these are my kind of tones. The other products that I want to play with are from Hourglass. I have taken them all out, but I wanted to quickly show you the packaging. This is the Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow Collection. So this is part of their Holiday Ghost series collection. I have these 3 little tubs here. As you can see, foil is just a really beautiful gold color. Then we have Ray, which is more of a taupey looking color. And then lastly, we have Molten, which is, I think, the deepest shade. It's a really nice sort of burgundy color. And this too has some silver, I think, pink and maybe purple reflex in it. I completely forgot. I do have a new primer I'm going to be using for my eyes. This is the eye primer from Anastasia. I did buy the mini version. I didn't want to spend my money on the full-size one just because of how little of this product you need. I have used it in the past and you know, it's okay. Would I say it extends the life of my shadow? No. But does it give me a really nice base to work with? Yeah, I think so. Of course, if you want, you can apply this with either a brush or your finger. I'm just going in with my finger right now. The first color I'm going to go in with is this one here. It's B5, and as I dip into the color, you can see there is some kick up in the pan. I'm now going to go into E2 down here, this mauve toned color. It's a deeper, I wouldn't even say mauve tone actually. It's more of a deeper plum color. And I want to get that directly into my crease. Blended out well. I think they are relatively pigmented. As for the Hourglass Scattered Lights, I think these went on really well. I love how they are sort of shining in the light right now. I can see how well they're reflecting. So Scattered Light, I think the name suits it really well. What I will caution you about with these particular shadows is that they have a lot of fallout. I could feel all of the glitter sort of falling on my cheek. Again, that's not an issue, but just make sure you are doing your eyes before your foundation. Now, the product that I think I am most excited for in this particular video is this here from Haus Laboratories. This is the Lady Gaga makeup line. Oh, I'm so excited. This is her liquid eye lie, as in I'm telling you a lie-ner. It is supposed to be matter than matte, and the color is called Punk, and it's supposed to be a really deep black matte color. This is what the packaging looks like. I think it is so pretty. It's a nice pen. It's got almost like a pyramid tip at the top for the lid, and then that is what the eyeliner looks on its own. So it is a really long felt tip pen. Wow, that eyeliner was amazing. I normally don't like a felt tip. When it comes to eyeliners, I usually prefer a brush tip applicator because I think I can get more of a precise precision. You guys know I am die hard about my Tom Ford liner, but this went on so beautifully. I feel like this wing is almost inspired by Lady Gaga. You know what? Actually, it is inspired by Lady Gaga. Like, look at that, man. Oh, it's so good. It is definitely a black eyeliner. I mean, this is really dark and I like it. I would say it is pretty matte. It's not super shiny or anything. And with this particular eye look, I think it goes really well. For mascara, I'm going to be using this here from IT Cosmetics and Drybar, I believe. This is their collab. You would never think a hair company would collab with a cosmetics company, but here we are, my friends. This is the Blowout Lash Mascara, and that is what the wand looks like. It's pretty standard. It's got lots of product. Doesn't really smell like anything. It just smells like makeup if you ask me. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add a coat of mascara. In complete transparency, I've been using this mascara now for a couple of weeks. Oh, damn, is it good? I wouldn't say it does anything super crazy to my eyelashes. Yes, it increases their depth. Yes, it adds a little bit of volume, but for me, what I am so amazed at is just how much wear time I can get out of this mascara. I have had this on for upwards of 16 hours and it hasn't budged. Like, I mean, it hasn't gone anywhere, and that is so impressive for a mascara. I also have another mascara I want to try from Pat McGrath. I did get this deluxe sample. This is the Fetish Eyes mascara, and that is what the wand looks like. It is a little bit thicker than the IT Cosmetics one. I just wanted to try this on my lower lash line just to see what that would look like. Oh, let me get a smaller mirror. 1 second. There we go. The wand is definitely not built for lower lash application. I still want to give this a proper whirl, so I am going to use the Pat McGrath mascara on this side over here when I do that particular eye, but for now, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with how this is looking. I'm now gonna go ahead and do this eye off camera, but I will come back for the mascara application.
Much later.
My other eye is pretty much complete at this point. I just wanted to pop back on camera for the Pat McGrath mascara. Oh, it smells floral. It smells like a Guerlain mascara. There is the Pat McGrath mascara on this side, IT Cosmetics on this side, and I don't know what to tell you guys. I think I still like the IT Cosmetics side a little bit more just because it I think adds a little more volume to my lashes than the Pat McGrath mascara does. Although the Pat McGrath mascara does do a really nice job of separating my lashes. It makes it look a little more wispy than this side here, which I don't want to say looks spidery, that's not the right word, but it definitely has a little more hold on that side, if that makes any sense. For primer today, I'm going to be using this from Touch in Sol. This is the No Problem Primer. It's supposed to be smoothing, it's supposed to cover up all your pores and make you look fabulous. That's what the bottle looks like. I have never used this. I just picked this up. I actually got it from Winners for $16.99, which I thought was a fantastic price considering this is $25 at Sephora. So for almost $10 off, I ain't gonna complain. I also know Jeffree Star raves about this particular primer. Of course, that man has like perfect skin. I unfortunately do not, which is another reason why I am so interested in trying it out. And sorry for my color being off on camera whenever my compact sort of comes into frame. I think it has something to do with the white balance, which I can't seem to figure out at the moment, but please bear with me. Primer is on and my skin, it does feel smooth, although I do still see all of my pores at the moment, but the true test won't actually happen until I apply foundation. For foundation today, I haven't actually purchased a new foundation in a little while. I think I've reviewed all of the new foundations that I have, but I did receive a sample of this right here. So this is the Natasha Denona Transfer Matte Foundation. It's supposed to be pore vanishing and mattifying. I got it in 4 colors, as you can see here. I think I can make this light color work. I've never tried a Natasha Denona complexion product. As you know, I've primarily stuck to eyeshadows from her brand in particular, but this says it's supposed to be long wearing, medium to full coverage, anti-aging, and rejuvenating. It comes in several shades according to the back of this card here, and it says that it is a weightless, medium to full coverage, long wearing formula that is rich in anti-aging nutrients to protect, rejuvenate, and improve the look and feel of your skin. Convenient little pouches, and on the back it tells you what each shade is. I'm going to be going in with 20Y Light, and this is a foundation that does have a yellow undertone. So let's hope this is gonna work with my skin. I am gonna go ahead and use my beauty blender like I do for all of my foundations. Oh, it's so watery. Okay, hold on. I gotta blend. 1 second. There we go. You know what? I actually think that shade works pretty well. And because it says it is buildable, I'm just gonna add a little bit more over here. I'm gonna see if I can cover up my redness a little bit more. Wow, that went on really well. It's actually reminiscent of the Charlotte Tilbury foundation I tried not so long ago. Why do I have to have expensive taste? I mean, that looks pretty good from what I can tell. Like, there's the side with foundation, obviously, and there's the side with no foundation, but a little streak where I try to get rid of excess product. But yeah, I think this looks really good. I think that foundation went on really, really well. Hopefully you guys are able to see just how nicely it's looking on my skin. For concealer today, I almost don't want to use it because I really like how the foundation is looking, but I feel like I need to put this to the test because I have been sitting on this for a couple of weeks now. This is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. It was all of the rage a couple of months ago, and then it faded into oblivion. Not really sure why, but people seemed to love what this concealer was doing for them. I did get mine in the shade Medium Peach, And even this as medium peach looks super, super light. Let's crack into it. It does have that thicker doe foot applicator, which I've kind of gotten used to now because of my CoverGirl concealer, which I really like. Ooh. It's a lot of product, eh? Ooh. Oh my God. Concealer is blended out and you definitely need a little bit of product. You don't need a lot. There is a lot of pigment in it. I still think this color is just a little too light for me. I tend to like more of a natural concealer look rather than a super brightening look, which is what I think this one is giving me right now. It did blend out well. Like I said, you only need a little bit of this product. I probably overdid it with the amount I put on, and you guys saw how little I put on too. But I do feel it being tacky at the moment, which means I gotta get that set relatively quickly. I don't have a new powder to share with you guys, so I'm just gonna go in with my Coty Airspun powder. Loose powder on. I'm now just gonna go in with my MAC Studio Fix powder. You guys can see I'm pretty much done. I have more than hit pan on this sucker, but this is what I typically use to go all over my face. My loose powder only goes in strategic places. I also don't have a new bronzer to share with you, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use my regular Marc Jacobs bronzer, which y'all know how much I love this. I am loving how my skin looks right now. These powders are blending beautifully on top of the foundation, on top of the new concealer. It just looks good. For a blush today, I'm going to be using this new gift set here from Hourglass. This is the Ambient Lighting Blush Quad in the Ghost collection. There was this palette in addition to another larger palette. I ended up getting the smaller one just because I didn't think I would use a lot of the other powders that were included in the larger version. So this is the one I got. This is what it looks like out of the box. As you can see, it's quite small. I also think the packaging of this is a little bit on the cheap side, although I kind of get where they're going with the whole ghost thing, but it is plastic. It's like a frosted plastic, so not clear. The top looks really nice. It's got mirrored sort of packaging, but it does get a lot of fingerprints, as you guys can see clearly. And then of course, when you open it up, you do have a pretty generous mirror size here, and then your blush products, which just look beautiful. For today, I think I am gonna go into Lucid Glow, which is this one here. It is a strobe blush, so it is gonna have a little bit of highlight in there, and I think that's going to take a little bit of pressure off me to, you know, put on extra highlight on my face, which you guys know I'm not a huge fan of. I love this formula. Like I said, I have a few of the full sizes of this particular product, and I am a fan. I love how these wear on the cheeks. I think they have really good longevity, a beautiful sort of glow from within look. Ugh. You can't go wrong. I think it looks so beautiful, and as you can see, there is such a subtle glow. Oh, so pretty. I can't remember if I actually said this earlier. I keep talking about this as being part of the Ghost collection. It is the holiday collection that Hourglass has released for this year. They have some really nice sets. Again, I think Hourglass products are wonderful. I think everybody should invest in them, but the price point is up there, so you do have to be committed to dropping some serious cash if you want to buy these. I am feeling so good right now. I think these products are all looking fabulous. We are going to move on to lips, which is pretty much the last thing I'm going to do today. And I want to use this new lip liner here from Haus Labs. This is in the shade Myth. Again, this is the packaging here. I think it's so beautiful. These are actually called the RIP lip liners, or I guess rest in peace lip liners, because they're so good, you'll be deceased. Yeah, I went there. Let's see what the color Myth looks like. This is a pencil lip liner, which I'm generally not a fan of, but let's see if it glides on. It doesn't really tug, because that's why I don't typically like pencil liners. That went on so nicely. It's definitely not what I was expecting when it comes to a pencil liner. They typically have, I think, like a little more wax to them, so they really tug at your lips as you put them on. Obviously, they're far more long lasting than a creamier formula, but this here was creamy, and you saw how nicely it went on. I got lots of precision. I mean, even this color on its own is looking pretty damn good, son. You know what? I am not gonna put lipstick on top because this just looks so good. And that is my face for the day. I feel pretty good about what I've got going on. I was gonna add false lashes to sort of finish off the look, but I am gonna forego that because I really want to test this mascara out, actually both of them, and show you how well they're gonna wear throughout the day. With that said, I am going to end the application portion of this video here, and I'm gonna come back at the end of the night and share with you guys what my final thoughts are on all of these products. I'm gonna head downstairs to have a little bit of lunch now. I am starving. The time at the moment is 3:29. Hopefully you guys can see that. Yes, that's a picture of Anita and I. I will be back a little bit later this evening to do that final check-in, so in YouTube land, I will see you in a split second.
5 hours later.
I'm 5 hours into this wear test and very quickly realizing that it's almost the end of the night and it's a work day for me tomorrow, so I've got to wrap things up, and now is the perfect time to finally give you all of my final thoughts on these products that I used today. The Anastasia primer is fine. I don't really experience any major issues with it. Do I think it does a better job than any of the other primers that I have? Not really. I do like using this particular primer when I'm working with bright colors, just because I do like having a bit of a more neutral base on my eyes before I dive in with some bold shadow. But having said that, I think you can also achieve the same results if you just use a concealer and set it. What I am gonna say though is that this primer combined with this eyeshadow, it did work out really well and it did wear really well. And I say that because when I wore foil for the first time, it only lasted on my eyes for I'd say about 2 hours before it started to crease and look funky. And so I've come to the conclusion that this on a bare lid doesn't really work, whether you wet your brush or apply it dry. It will work if you don't really have oily lids and if creasing isn't an issue for you, but I think 99% of the world suffers with all of those issues. So I'm gonna go ahead and say use a primer if you're using these shadows, and this is a good base. My one issue, and you're gonna see this in the insert, is that this primer just sort of comes out. There is no way of holding the product in. I find it leaks out too much and I lose a valuable product that way. Even though I know I don't need a lot to get the job done, it still leaks. I mean, come on, Anastasia, I expect better from you. This could have been a doe foot applicator and it would have been fine. I think they just went cheap and got a tube instead. Yes, I'm getting a little fired up about the packaging, but the product is fine, I guess. As for eyeshadow, I think this palette is fine. Is it revolutionary? I don't think so. Do you probably have a lot of these shades in other palettes or in single pans? You probably do, but if you're a fan of Anastasia, if you love Norvina, if these tones do call for you, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with this palette. There is kick up in the shadow pan. If you blend these too much, the color is going to blend away. You are going to get some patchiness. So there is a little bit of a learning curve to using these pressed pigments. I wish there was a little more variety in some of the shimmers that were added into this palette, but the mattes perform relatively well. I mean, they're still on my eyes and they haven't really faded at all, so I can't really knock them for that. Is this palette worth the 80 some odd dollars? Well, that really depends on you and it depends on your budget. How much are you willing to spend on an eyeshadow palette? For me, out of all 3 Norvina collection palettes, this was the one that called to me the most. Am I going to purchase any other palettes from Anastasia this year? here? I'm gonna say no, but I do hope to get some pretty good use out of this one. As for the Hourglass eyeshadows, what are they called again? The Scattered Light Glitter eyeshadows. I think they're lovely. Are they revolutionary? Again, no. I'm sure other companies out there have similar items. ColourPop Super Shock shadows, I think, achieve the same thing, and they're a hell of a lot cheaper than these three suckers here. But I did enjoy the experience of using them. I think the colors are beautiful, great for the holiday season. They're wearing really well on my eyes at the moment. I do have two of them on, if you remember. If you're applying them on a bare base, they are going to shift, they are going to crease, and Godspeed if you want to travel that journey. But I don't, so I will be using a primer with them from now on. Would I ever purchase any more of these again in the future? Probably not. I think I am quite content with the three that I have here, and honestly, I just don't want to spend any more money on eye products because I already have too much. Like, when am I ever gonna go through them? Oh, I also wanted to mention that these do have a lot of fallout, so make sure you do apply those before you do your base. Otherwise, you're gonna run into some issues. Speaking of the base, the Natasha, and I know I'm holding up this piece of cardboard. This is where the samples were. The Natasha Denona foundation, I think it's held up really well for the last 5 hours. Am I a little bit greasy in this area here? Yes, I am. Do I have indents from my glasses, and has the foundation shifted around my nose? Yes, it has. Am I fixing it with my beauty blender right now? You damn right I am. Should have done this first. But I did want to pop on camera so you guys can see how it was wearing, and honestly, the foundation applied so well. I think it blended beautifully. It didn't accentuate any of my dry patches. I don't think it enhanced my texture. It gave me nice even coverage, and I think it's worn relatively well for the last 5 hours. Again, is this going to be a revolutionary foundation? Probably not. Am I going to reuse this? Yes, until my sample is all done. I will wear this product again. I think it did leave my skin looking pretty good, and if I happen to come across another Sephora sale, you know what? I might go ahead and purchase this one. As for this Hourglass palette, I think it is so beautiful. I love these ambient blushes. They are just so lovely on the skin. As you can see, it's still going strong. It's still giving me a little bit of a glow from within. I think the colors are nice and soft. You can really build up the pigmentation if you want super crazy blush, and you can also really tone it down if you want. The choice is yours. The formulation of this is phenomenal. I have several of the single pan blushes like I mentioned earlier, and I'm obsessed with them, and again, that's the main reason why I purchased this. Is this palette gonna be worth the $80+ price tag that it has on it? For me, it is, because I love the formula. For others, it might not be. There are several other blushes out there that are going to be hella cheaper than this, but I think this is really good quality, and I would go ahead and recommend it. But Hourglass, if you are watching this, you can do hella better on the packaging. For the lip product, I did use the Haus Laboratories lip pencil, and as you can see, the color, you know what, it's still there. It has faded. Obviously, I've eaten, I've been drinking throughout the day, and along the inner part of my lips, the color is obviously gone, but on the exterior, the color is holding on strong. I really like the formula. I love the color. So for me, this is a winner, and it is a yes in my books. For the last couple of items, I am gonna bring you in a little bit closer so you can see what's going on with my eye area, because we both need to inspect this a little bit more. Here we are, nice and close, and I mean, you can even see the eyeshadow here. I mean, while we're up close and personal, you might as well check it out. I think it is still looking really good. I haven't noticed any significant creasing, fading. Everything is just sitting quite well. And then if we move down to my lash line, you can see the eyeliner is wearing really well. It hasn't smudged, it hasn't budged. Like, I don't see any transfer on my upper eye area. The wing is still intact. Nothing has sort of drooped down at all. And my eyes were watery throughout the day, especially this one. And I'm not noticing the black fading at all. I do see that my eyeshadow has kind of fallen on top of the eyeliner. That's all right. It tends to happen with hooded eyes. But The liner itself is good. I love the way that it applied. I love how black and pigmented it is, and its staying power, not too shabby. So again, for me, that's another winner. As for the mascara, I certainly want to look at the camera straight on so you guys can see. Let's remind ourselves, this side over here was the It Cosmetics and Dry Bar Collab Mascara. And on this side here, we have the Pat McGrath Mascara. And again, on closer inspection, I mean, both sides look good. I think this side here certainly has a little more volume, a little more thickness. I also think the lashes just look a little bit longer on this side. And that's probably just because of the thickness of each of the lashes because of the mascara. The Pat McGrath one, it looks good too, but I think it is a little more on the natural side. I know that sounds really weird to say. I'd be curious to see how well this would build up. I have worn the It Cosmetics mascara a lot more, and I can definitely tell you that this here will hold up for more than 12 hours and it won't budge. Obviously, I just tried the Pat McGrath mascara. It's only been on my eyes for 5 hours and I'm not sure if it can go the distance, but this mascara here definitely has my thumbs up. I really like using it. I love the results that I get from it, and yeah, that's about it. And next we have the Battle of the Eyebrow Pencils. The Benefit product, the Brow Styler, it's okay. I didn't think it was as easy to use as the Brow Definer. I really like the results that I got with the Brow Definer, so I'd probably say It Cosmetics is the better choice. This is fine. I mean, I did get a nice brow. It hasn't budged, it hasn't faded. I don't know if it's waterproof. That's something I'm gonna need to check. But again, I'm a little bit hesitant about the wax pencil. I don't know how I feel about putting wax in my eyebrow, but I am gonna play around with this just a little bit more to see if I can get a better handle on how to use it. So is it a straight no? Absolutely not. Is it a TBD? Absolutely. And the last item I'm gonna talk about while I have you in nice and close so you can actually see the area is the e.l.f. concealer. I like it because of how much pigment it has. So if you have any darkness in your under eye area, this is gonna cover it up really, really well. I think this would also serve really well as a spot corrector for any acne you might have on your skin or any patches that you might want to cover up underneath your foundation. I think this would be a really great product to go in with. For me, in my under eye area, I think it did get a little bit cakey. And again, we're at the 5-hour mark and I'm just noticing, I don't know if you guys can see that entirely, but it has creased in all of my fine lines. Again, the pigmentation is still there, but it just looks a little bit cakey, and I think it screwed up my foundation a little bit around that area. Am I disappointed in it? Absolutely not. I think it was something like $6 or $7. I can't be mad at that price tag. I am gonna go ahead and play around with it a little bit more, try it out with some different foundations and some different application techniques and see how it all goes. Well, holy moly, that was a whirlwind. Oh my goodness, there were so many new products in the video today. I actually had so much fun applying my makeup and just kind of doing this speed review of everything. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have tried any of the products that I talked about today, let me know in the comment section and let me know what you thought of them. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. I would love for you to become a part of my makeup family. If you want to keep up with me outside of YouTube, you can always do that by following me on all of my social media, which I'll link for you in the description box below. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you are all having an amazing day no matter where you are in the world. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.